Hello Adventure Kids, it is Christy here. Well, we are almost at the Olympics and you know what that means, right? It means I'm going to be watching synchronized diving on my phone pretending that I am a judge. Oh, that was too much splash, right? But actually it probably wasn't too much splash because I just don't really know what I'm talking about. Okay, you might already know this from school, but the Olympics is very old. In fact, Paul from the Bible talks about athletic sports even in his time. Let's have a little look at what he has to say. This is Hebrews 12, 1-3. A huge cloud of witnesses is all around us. So let us throw off everything that stands in our way. Let us throw off any sin that holds on to us so tightly. And let us keep on running the race that is marked out for us. Let us keep looking to Jesus. He is the one who started this journey of faith, and he is the one who completes the journey of faith. He paid no attention to the shame of the cross. He suffered there because of the joy he was looking forward to. Then he sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. So cool. Look, there's more. He made it through these attacks by sinners. So think about him. Then you won't get tired. You won't lose hope. It's a very inspiring bunch of verses, isn't it? So, athletics. When I was younger, my big sister was very into athletics. She actually set a club record at the Jellicoe Road Athletics Club for high jump, of all things, so that was pretty exciting. I wasn't very into athletics, but do you know what's better than sitting and waiting around in the car? Joining in. Now, I did join in with athletics, so let me tell you what a normal race would look like for me. We'll take the 200-meter sprint, for example. This is a racetrack, right? From above. Can you sort of picture what we're looking at here? Now, a normal racetrack is 400 meters, so a 200-meter sprint starts right around here, if this here is the finish line. But something you have to keep in mind is that the lanes on the outside are actually longer than the ones on the inside. And so for a 200-meter sprint, every lane has its own special start line, and they're staggered. It was confusing for me, but I hope you understand that as we get into the story. Does that make sense? Good. Okay, so pretty much we would all find our special little start line, and my first problem would happen. I'd realize that I still had my drink bottle in my hand, and I didn't want to leave it on the grass because then I'd have to travel all the way back across the field to come and get it again. So I just left it in my hand. Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. I can run with it, right? And we'd start. The whistle would blow. Very exciting. And then my second problem would happen. So you go around these corners, and even though it looks like someone is starting behind you because of their special start line, suddenly they catch up, and I would be looking around at all of the other runners, and I thought I was running okay, and then everyone just sort of sped past me. Very confusing, and sometimes my dad would notice, and he'd be like, "Christy, run your race." So I'd keep on running. And then my next problem would happen. I would notice something. There are so many distractions, like a bee or a butterfly or my sister over there doing high jump really well. You get distracted sometimes. And my dad would see again and he'd be like, "Christy, run your race." So I'd keep on running. And about this time, I'd usually get really sick of holding onto the drink bottle and drop it off in the grass and hopefully find it later on in the evening. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost at the finish line. But do you know what happened next? I stood on some prickles. Oh, you know what standing on prickles is like, right? Do you stop and check your feet, or do you just keep running? I know what Dad thought. He thought, "Christy, keep running your race." And so everyone was speeding up. We were almost at the finish line. First, second, third, and then everyone else crossed. And then after a while, I also crossed. Sometimes I got so distracted while I was supposed to be racing that I got told off for being on the track because the adults didn't actually know what race I was supposed to be a part of. You could not say I was focused when I was racing. Not at all how Paul tells us we should be. I'm going to read this passage again, but I want you to look at it with new eyes. Imagine that your life is like a race. Not a running race, but your life is like a race. Okay, you ready to read it again? Here we go. A huge cloud of witnesses is all around us. So let us throw off everything that stands in our way. Let us throw off any sin that holds on to us so tightly. And let us keep on running the race marked out for us. Let us keep looking to Jesus. He is the one who started this journey of faith, and he is the one who completes the journey of faith. It's such a special part of the Bible, and it's such an interesting way to look at our lives. So I have to ask you a question. Is there something that you need to throw off that is holding you back? For a lot of us, the thing that we need to throw off is comparing ourselves to other people. Let's take this racetrack again. As we're going around the corners, it's so easy to be looking around, seeing what other people are doing, getting all distracted and comparing ourselves to other runners. But it's actually not very helpful, or at least it wasn't to me. I would get so distracted I couldn't run properly. And God doesn't want us, as human beings living these amazing lives on earth, to always be looking at other people and comparing our lives. It stops us from living the very special plan that God has for us. So let's look at some things that we sometimes compare ourselves with. Sometimes we get distracted and we compare each other with how we look. Sometimes we're like, ooh, that girl has long hair, I want long hair. Oh, that person has nice t-shirts. That person has collectible shoes. That person has green eyes. That person blah, 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 blah. That person is a butterfly. I don't know, maybe you want to look like a butterfly. Sometimes I do. But here's the thing. What do you think is better? Focusing on looking like a butterfly or focusing on Jesus? Focusing on Jesus, absolutely. Sometimes it's stuff that we're comparing. It's, oh, that's the drink bottle I want. This person has a drink bottle I want. I wish I had the backyard with the bouncy castle just like that person had for their birthday. Oh, I wish I had the bunk set. Oh, I wish I had that toy. I wish I had that food. I wish. I have news for you. No matter how old you get or how much money and things you have, there will always be things that other people have that you want. So here's my question. What is better for us to be focusing on the things we want or focusing on Jesus? Focusing on Jesus. Let's not compare our stuff with other people's stuff. Okay, there's another thing that we compare a lot. This one's a little more interesting. What happens when things go wrong in our lives, but it doesn't seem to be going wrong in someone else's life? What happens if you break your leg and you can't play sport for a while, but your friend can, and you have to go to the game and watch them? Is it easy to compare your life with theirs? What happens when your parents are fighting all the time and it doesn't really look like the other families at church have that problem? What happens when you're running around on prickles with bare feet and everyone else has shoes on? Sometimes it is harmful for us to be comparing ourselves with other people's lives. What's better, focusing on all the things that is wrong or focusing on Jesus? Bible says we look to Jesus. Now, there's a very cool part at the end of this passage. I'm going to read it again. Are you ready? Think about him, that's Jesus. Then you won't get tired. You won't lose hope. Paul says that if we keep on trying and we keep on trying and we keep on looking towards Jesus and thinking of him, we won't lose hope and we will run our race. Here's the thing. God has designed an amazing plan for you, for your life. He has a special race for you to run, a special life for you to live. So I encourage you, keep on trying, keep on living your life and running your race. Keep on looking to Jesus. I'll see you later.